Hi, this is Matt from BOGOShield. Just want to overview our economic model. First off, what we want to run through is our key stakeholders. The key for any economic model is it needs to address the needs of its various stakeholders. First off, we have our funders, purchasers, and donors of our shields. We have the users of our shields, we have the personnel on the BOGOShield team, and then we have the prospective personnel. BOGOShield is set up so that other people can effectively duplicate our enterprises in order to get PPE out in different areas and to get even more PPE out in Toronto. The objectives are as follows. We want to get shields to users as quickly as possible. We want to be able to scale. We don't want it to be overly burdensome, so from a perspective of staffing, delivery costs, or anything like that, and we want it to be replicable. Once again, we talked about ideally having other people follow our lead and set up a similar type of enterprise with the same type of model that they can just rinse and repeat to get more PPE out to the people who need it. What we came up with is what we're going to call the BOGOShield hybrid model. Here's a quick overview. It's not for profit, so basically all that's got to happen is our inflows, which is sales and donations, less our expenses, need to end up being zero. Buy one, give one, or the classic one-for-one model as originally instituted by Tom's or Tomorrow's Shoes, so buy one, give one, and then optional donation. And this is the basic structure of our model, and we'll explain here why this works for everyone. The key is how it applies. The advantage of the not-for-profit model in terms of how we've set up is it enables both a low price point that works both from a startup perspective for our personnel contributing to this and also for those buying the shields. For the one-for-one model, we arrived at a price point of $10, buys one for yourself and one to be donated to a deserving recipient, which is a frontline worker or volunteer, someone in high health risk, or someone in financial difficulty. It's a really simple model, so it can be copied. It also provides multiple revenue streams, so both purchasers of those who want the shields and then also people just willing to donate. This enables us to capture sort of two markets, sort of the utility market, people purchasing for themselves, and then the donor market of people purchasing for altruistic reasons. It's also appropriate for the moment. What we don't want to do is we're here to just solve a problem, not to profit off of this. So to sort of set this up as a profitable business did not seem like the right course of action. This is not at all an indictment of existing businesses or other businesses that choose to take a profit off of their solutions for the COVID problem. But this also does sync up in terms of being for the moment with the simplicity, where as long as we can end up at net zero, and whether if we end up with a surplus, just donating our remaining funds, then that's fine. Now, how does this address all the needs of the various stakeholders? Funders, they're both purchasers and donors are in theory happy with our model. Purchasers get a shield at a reasonably low price point, and it covers both them and themselves in the same way they might have bought Tom's shoes. And donors know that their funds are not going into the pockets of BOGOShield personnel and instead will be used to get shields out as quickly as possible and to support in other ways. Users of BOGOShields are also taken care of. Because this model is simple and can scale easily, it enables us to get more shields out fairly quickly and to scale easily. To our existing BOGOShield team, it protects it from being overly burdensome financially. There were some startup costs of around probably in the $300 to $500 range, but those were recouped and covered. And the economic model we have set up enables us to remain fairly steady, matching our inflows to the costs of building and distributing the shields as we go forward. And from prospective personnel, it fits them in other ways. If you just want to contribute, the startup costs are nice and low. It's a really simple model, so you don't have the regulatory challenges of something like a charity. You just get going with the one-for-one model and with the low startup costs that are quickly covered. Some final thoughts, and there's a picture of our shields in actually a charity situation. This BOGOShield model, the hybrid of not-for-profit, buy one, give one with optional donation, is really effective in our view for social goods in general. It's quite applicable in other similar products, so you could use this for other PPE in a medical context like we're in now, or in a lot of other situations where charitable goods are required, so it's just something like maybe school supplies. And this can also go back and be applicable both in another crisis situation like now, or in day-to-day life, like what we've seen the success of Tom's with the buy one, give one. And not-for-profit is a simple not-for-profit. It doesn't have the tax efficiency of a charity, but it's still really lean and really simple, which enables it to get started. And as a not-for-profit in Canada, you can become a charity later on. If you do have the ability, we would encourage you to join us in producing. Feel free to reach out to us about this, and we can keep on going. And lastly, just want to say thank you, and please don't hesitate to contact us with any questions or comments. Our Instagram is @BOGOShield, and you can find us on the web at bogoshield.wordpress.com. That was a summary of the BOGOShield economic model. Not for profit, buy one, give one in the model of Tom's with an optional donation. Thank you.